Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back in the studio. We're kind of doing our thing. Can you hear me, Lauren?
In studio, in WNUR Studios, live,
Yes.
WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1, Evanston, Chicago. We are back.
I'm hearing something over there. No, is it that?
Can you hear?
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? I can. It's definitely going on over the air. It may not be going on.
Oh, okay. There we go. Mic 1, mic 2. What's up, everybody?
Right. You need to get yourself on. You on Zeta.
Got all, listen, we've been out of the studio for a while, so we are really trying to reacclimate. I've only been here, I think, twice since they opened up the studio again for us.
I know. We're doing once a month, giving you all a break. We're at the start of our seventh season. This is our 7th season. We did some PR on that. And, man, it's good to be back.
It's great to be
after
back.
An interesting summer. Well, you've been on fire this summer.
I don't know. I've been busy. I want to start a new podcast just called Busy. It's for everybody who, if you're busy, let me know why you're so busy, because everybody I talk to is like, I'm just busy. But you know what I think it is? I think it's just a lot of pent up demand for content, and for not just content. We had a lot of content, but a pent up demand for connection. Why are we so busy? What happened this summer? Well, we're going to talk a lot about that.
Some people weren't so busy, but some people were busy. And I think it really is about, bringing out, the legends of house music this particular summer. I mean, you all were all over the place. There was a lot of new music. There's a lot of new places to hang. There's a lot of unique options. Summer was crazy. There were so many things to do in one weekend. Like on the same time, several things are going on. And we'll talk about the venues. We'll talk about the music. We'll talk about the DJs. I really would like the top 3 DJs for this summer, the hottest DJs this summer.
You know what? We cannot get into a conversation about who the hottest DJs
this summer, just this summer.
But we'll start a war.
We're not going to start a war.
Yes,
because
we are.
We know the people who are on fire. And I've got to say, Terry Hunter was on fire.
Was Terry Hunter on fire?
He was doing gospel.
Hey, Kevin Abdullah.
He was doing gospel.
He was doing house music. He'd been doing a lot.
Terry Hunter been doing a lot. Cole. I mean, he was international this summer. I mean, so many people were doing things, but they weren't hanging out with all the celebrities.
Right.
They weren't intertwining genres. Right. I mean, so, give me some other people who might have been doing all of that. But I'm going to say, like, the Chicago DJ who was on fire this summer had to have been Terry Hunter. He was killing it.
So listen, there were a lot of DJs that I think were on fire. I have to tell you, I hate getting into the DJ wars, and I know you guys are watching film.
Not a war.
This.
We're just talking about the top DJs.
Even so, because it's such a relative concept. Because one person's favorite is another person's. Not everybody likes the same kind of feel.
Right.
And so you may like me, and someone else might be like, she's too all over the place. Because I am all over the place. My style is, I like soulful house for about 3 records, and then I get bored. And so then I need to like mix it up and throw in a little techno-ish or something, and so that throws people off. But some people like it because they go on a little ride with me.
Right.
But other people want to be in soulful all night. Some people want to be deep house all night. Some people like a mixture. So that's why I say it's difficult to like talk about, who's the hottest, because it really depends on what your groove is, right?
Right. Well, I don't want to talk about their style and who who you like as necessarily as DJ and who they are. I'm talking about who was like really representing Chicago, all over Chicago, unique things, doing unique sort of mixes of, styles. Who was getting the most press out there? That kind of thing. Like, I'm also going to give some love to our spotlight DJ Momami. DJ Momami was at Lollapalooza. She was at several clubs. Yeah. She was killing it.
I agree.
Was like, go ahead, DJ Momami. I was just looking around. Our digital media manager was sending me all these interesting things. Like, DJ Momami spinning here. DJ Momami spinning there. I'm like, look, we need her calendar like yours. DJ Lori Brand. It was like, I can't keep up. We can't put everything on online because you're telling us like 2 minutes before you're like somewhere.
All right. Let me tell you who I think was on fire. Okay.
Who was fire?
I think DJ Lady D was on fire.
DJ Lady D was on fire.
Darlene Jackson was on fire all summer long. She was working hard, woman, not only DJing, producing events, promoting events, all kinds of stuff.
I have to concede that I did not have DJ Lady D. I'm sorry, Southside.
Come on now.
Love for DJ Lady D. She was.
Thank you, Kevin McFall.
Navy Pier. She was at the Millennium Park. She was at Smart Bar. I mean, I was like, how much time does she have? I mean, is she spending day and night? I mean, what the heck?
She was working out. DJ Lady D, Darlene Jackson, my girl.
And someone,
better be watching. Drea's working all summer long too.
Drea, yes.
I like to say Drea.
Although, let me just say this. Say this. I mean, only so many people had exhibits about them. So we have to give DJ Lady D some love, because not everyone is going to Epiphany and then bam, there's her life story right there. You know what I mean? So. I mean, in all honesty, that was nice. I did like that. Thank you.
Yes. Hey, Jane, what's happening? That's one of my colleagues from CDPH. What's up? Thanks for watching. I want to just give a shout out to everybody who's tuning in. I know that we have been off the air for a minute. Kevin Abdullah, my buddy, I miss you.
Kevin Abdullah, you haven't forgotten about your. He has an idea.
Talk to us. Reginald Davenport. You got an idea, Kevin?
Kevin Abdullah has an idea. He wants to do something. We're going to do it this fall, Kevin. So let's hook it up. Let's hook up your guests, and we will do it here. We are here every week, by the way, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, Wednesdays, in studio with either DJ Lori Branch, DJ Momami, DJ Carl Jenkins, or DJ Kevin McFall, the Vintage House Show staples. So feel free to listen in. Kevin, we're going to do something that unique idea. Is that Darlene Jackson?
Hey, Darlene. It's so good to see you. I don't know if your ears were burning, but we were talking about like who repped all summer, and you were definitely top on that list.
You were doing
and what we're saying is, and I agree with Lauren. So she was asking like, who were the top DJs? And I don't like that. I don't like that because I don't like to be. I don't think we need to compare DJs because you just can't do that. One man's is gold and another man's garbage. People like different stuff, right?
True.
They like different stuff. And so what she was saying is, well, who repped? Who was out there? Who was getting press? Who was pumping up their stuff? Who was really commanding attention, commanding a crowd? Hey, what's up, VD Girl? There's VD Girl. That's my other partner.
Also on fire.
She's a Northwestern alum.
Also on fire.
Yes, Lady D was booked and very busy, as were you, Hannah.
That is so true. As were you, DJ Lori.
So,
Branch,
Hannah, I was hanging out. Let me just give you a little plug to Nobody's Darling. So, if you haven't been to Nobody's Darling, it's a fantastic joint. It's over there on the north side, right off Ravenswood, and it is owned by Renata Riddle and Angela Barnes. 2 Black women, part of the LGBTQ community, the only ones who own and operate a bar in the community.
Oh my God!
And probably in the city. Definitely something that is open to the entire community, including the LGBT community. But really, it was really like phenomenal. And yes, we all need to go. But I went there because we are working on a documentary.
Nice.
I got to talk about the documentary we're working on, but it's about safe spaces for women. But we, clearly there was a lot of guys there. So, safe spaces are safe spaces and cool spaces. But I mentioned them because they're providing a service that's really, truly awesome. And I just want to give them a shout out. You guys, you got to get over there. There was another reason I mentioned them. Well, see, that's what happens when you get in your 50s. You forget shit. It will come back to me. So anyway, we're talking about who repped all summer long. Darlene, you were on fire. Adria, I know you were on fire. So here's what Adria has to say about it. You want to be like me and Darlene when you grow up. Okay. You are all fully grown and doing it anyway.
You're doing it and repping Lindblom.
That's right. Lindblom. Charles Williams, Dwayne Powell. Okay. Dwayne has gotten a lot of shine.
Dwayne's been
on fire
for some time.
He's been everywhere.
He's operating as a scholar.
Yes.
He's operating as a DJ, a historian.
Yes.
He is really, again, collaborations that have been, and that's really, to me, my 2021 goal was more collaboration. And that was really more emotional on my real estate career.
That's right.
But it really is everywhere. He has been really putting it down, adding value, adding value to the Chicago house music scene. He's on fire, and he always looks good too. He always looks good.
Who's on fire? I think she has a little Dwayne Powell crush.
Everyone's got a Dwayne Powell. He comes up with that sweet hat and the outfit.
Like, you can't help but love him.
Cool, right? Exactly.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think was an unexpected shine? Like who sort of came out of the blue and said, it was like, wow, I saw a couple of those folks, like who I just typically don't see on the scene. I saw them more often, like Albert Phillips. I don't see Albert Phillips. I hear his name here and there, but I think I saw him 2-3 times this summer, like doing different things.
Nice.
Who else? Who else is popping up?
This might
DJ
be
Torrin.
A name that is, Torrin Edmond. Again, the Rhonda Flowers crew, they were sort of all over the place.
We're going to talk about Rhonda Flowers crew in just a second.
But, I will also, God, you just made me forget who I was thinking about. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this in a different way, in a different light. Mm-hmm. JV was actually doing a lot more sort of, I guess he's been getting some Chicago love. He was doing some summer dances, etc. But he was at Navy Pier. He was doing sort of little things all over the place. James Vincent.
James Vincent.
He's a Whitney Young guy.
Yeah. Whitney Young.
I was surprised to see him at a few different things this summer. I'm proud that they are getting things done. He has his own collaborative, his own crew with Cordell, etc. I don't forget the name of it now, but yes. He was kind of quietly on fire.
What is James Vincent and Cordell's crew called? Come on, people, help us out.
Oh my God, we know this.
We know it. Cordell, we love you, and we know you were out there too. Exactly. So Lady D is saying Celeste had a great summer. You know what?
She did. And
Celeste knows. She knows.
Her spot at Navy Pier was on fire.
Right.
Kids were dancing. People were. It was just really fun. It was so
excursions.
Fun.
Thank you.
Excursions. Thank you.
You need to be on the show, Miss Thing. All right, so I want to switch gears just a little bit and talk about spaces. So I want to divide this up into a few different categories. So let's talk about not only people, but let's talk about like parties, and in the context of parties, just pop-up parties that were sort of like once in a while. So we'll call those special events. We'll talk about weekly special events, sort of weekly events that weren't like at a club. And then we'll talk about clubs. So let's start with like consistent weekly parties. My number one, okay, I'm gonna, this is a very subjective part of the show. So just bear with me.
To give us your thoughts, jump on Lori Branch's page, jump on the Vintage House Show page, and give us your thoughts, and we'll talk about it.
Okay, so give us your thoughts. But my number one was, and this is because I experienced it. I'm not gonna say number one. I'm such a diplomat. I can't do that. I'm gonna say the top 10. Okay, top 3 for me was 31st Street Beach.
For sure.
Rhonda Torrin, Jax, who does the sound, and Nick Nonstop as their hype man and DJ. That was just so phenomenal to me. Did you guys experience 31st Street Beach?
I mean, let me tell you, luckily the Vintage House Show was able to interview some of the DJs in the month of July.
Yes.
And so much fun to DJ some of the legends. And then they had a little spot where they allowed people to vote for their DJs, their favorite DJs, to come in and spin. And they were so excited to be there live with the crowd of thousands who were just partying. Phenomenal time, so much fun, so packed.
Yes.
And just a peaceful packed, which I love. That's what I love about summertime in Chicago. 31st Street Beach is on fire.
It was.
That was really cool. And I didn't get to that many more, but I will throw out one other that people are saying was also fire, which was the 63rd Street Beach Reggie's.
Okay.
63rd Street Beach Reggie's had a multitude of music styles, which also 31st Street Beach did as well.
Right.
But I heard that was a very sophisticated, chill crew lots of people, adults hooking up from ages, 45 to 65,
Yeah.
enjoying some house music and just in a different sort of flow, a little bigger.
Yes.
I heard that it was exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how they were feeling. They were sort of comparing that. And it was chill. I don't know who all the DJs were, but I heard the music. Right. They had a lot of different musics and people were kicking.
63rd Street Beach was on fire. So before we move off 31st Street, I want to talk about that just a little bit more, because I really do feel like Rhonda, Torin, and their whole crew have created something very special that built over time. And so, it takes a minute to get these things going, and not every party is going to be a great party. But if I wasn't there, I was watching it because there were so many lives. Like literally every Thursday, I was like tuning in just to see who was spinning, to really absorb the crowd. There was a lot of good coverage. I know Nick was recording and doing live streams. So many people, try to share the party. And I so appreciate that you guys do that. I say continue to do that. Vera Washington, I see you're watching. What's up? Long time no see. Be nice. I want to talk about the ladies' parties too. But I thought the energy there was amazing, and it's so diverse. You could bring kids there, and you could find a space to be. It was felt safe. It was comfortable. So I just want to say a big congratulations to Rhonda, Torin, Nick, to the whole gang for putting on like what I thought was one of the best party spots of the summer. And I think they had their last one. I mean, people still calling me saying, are they, is there one this week? Is there one next week? I'm like, I don't throw the parties. I was lucky I got to DJ a couple times.
So you are the talent.
I was just the talents. I was the talents. But 63rd Street Beach, I didn't get to.
Which is a different atmosphere. And again, I like that you pointed that out, because 31st Street is a picnic. It's a party.
Yeah.
Again, families can come and hang, and families did come and hang.
Mm-hmm.
There were vendors there. People were selling stuff.
Yes.
People were eating. People were smoking. People were doing their thing. And you can enjoy that. And then you can enjoy the actual beach. You know what I mean? At the same time. Again, different ethnicities. The Latinx community was in the flow there.
Yes.
On the beach, kicking it with their families, still hanging, still partying on the beach. There's only so many places you can go and bring the whole crew.
That's
63rd Street was not as much like it was very mature. So
that's
very different. Very different. So that is what was
right.
Hype. That was really cool.
So let's talk about a couple of others. So DuSable Museum.
Yes. Talk to me about that, because you did the first one, right? Or one of the first ones.
I think I did the first or second one, but so that event was put on by Keith Fobbs, Andre Hatchett.
Love Keith Fobbs.
Love Keith Fobbs and Andre. They've both been on the show. But DuSable Museum. Well, this was one of these events that I think kind of flew under the radar at first, but quickly gained a following. Say that again.
Talk to the mic.
But sort of quickly gained a following. A pretty loyal following, and people that I saw. And again, thank you for streaming the live shows, because that's often how I attended these parties. But I did get a chance to spend at one of the earlier ones. But a following of community folks. It was really a good mix of folks who were a slightly older crowd. Like I noticed that a slightly older crowd, people who kind of wanted more of a soulful house vibe.
Right.
They kind of like hearing some more familiar things. I almost felt like they're about to start stepping. I could be wrong.
No, because the DuSable crowd will come in and step to everything. You know what I mean? They're the crew that can do it all. That age group can do it all. They love house music. They can step for you, and they will enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? And so I do want to talk to you. I want you to help me, because I was really looking forward to that DuSable thing, and I remember coming by once, and it wasn't there.
Well, I know they had an interruption, and that I don't know the details of it. Keith Fobbs, somebody text Keith and tell him to chime in on this, or Andre Hatchett. There was something that happened, and so there was a bit of an interruption, and then it came back. But it was quite a nice event.
The momentum is the thing that makes it bigger and broader.
You can't interrupt that. Once you do that, then you have an issue, because you got to rebuild.
Exactly.
And that's the challenge of having a consistent party.
And that's when I thought, just not changing the subject, but when I saw you there, that was sort of the beginning of the summer. I was like, Lori is about to have a busy summer, because I also knew some other things you were doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got to get over there and see that DuSable thing. I want to come and check you out. And then I was like, well, I'll come and check out the other ones with a couple of my Hyde Park friends. and we went by and we didn't see it. We're like, oh man, I wonder what happened,
Yeah, did
etc.
you miss it?
And then, so if it came back, I missed that it came back. But
Right.
that momentum for DuSable in the summertime, because again, they also do different music genres during the summer as well.
Right.
They have a Steppers event, and then they have their
Absolutely.
own thing.
So the Friday nights was the house music event, and they had a decent turnout. I mean, like from what I saw every week, they had a good crew.
Yeah.
And what was nice is you could see that the Chosen Few brothers were there. They would be supportive. Wayne was in the background,
Nice.
many of those nights, and others, who support Andre and support Keith. So that was the old crew, and they had a loyal following. So it was cool. I really like that. I hope DuSable is back next year.
That would be cool.
That would be great.
What else did we miss, fam? Tell us where else, sort of the weekly events that we might have missed, because we weren't everywhere. And again, are we talking the South suburbs as well? They have their own.
They have so we're talking about not clubs yet. I'm just talking about like these weekly events. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the house series events, because that was a very special thing. Let's go there. The House City series. David Chavez made that happen. Let me just post your comment, Darlene. David Chavez made that happen. Good summer parties, 10 shows in different parts of the neighborhoods.
That was
so
very nice.
I know, I attended one on Stony Island, by the Stony Island Arts Bank. They had people filming things. They had, a great turnout. By the time I left, it was just packed. Dwayne was spinning with me, as was Albert Phillips. So really, 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 really nice spot. Perfect weather. The last one that was across the street from Smart Bar and that Wrigley Dog parking lot help us out with these spaces. But they were all over the city.
Yeah.
And it was really, really cool. David had a vision. He put it into play. He gave a lot of people work.
A lot of
Great DJs got work because of David Chavez.
So across the board with the Millennium
big
events,
shout out.
Tons of working DJs, which you needed. I mean, after the 2020, needed to get back and jump back in there, and that was fantastic.
And so he was visionary about that, along with I'm sure some support that he had with other colleagues and the community. Darlene was working on that with him, to help promote these ideas. And so there was a lot that came out of there. Hey, Rocky Floyd, you got to come back on the show now that we're back in the studio. Now, I want to say this to anybody who's watching. If you want to come on the show, this is a very close studio, and we're still in a pandemic. So I ask that you're fully vaccinated. That's the only requirement, that you're fully vaccinated, and that, we, as you can see, we're doing a little social distance. We're not quite 6 feet, but
we might be close to.
I think she's okay.
Away, yeah.
I don't know if I'm okay, but I think she's okay.
I am. I tried to get extra vaccinated.
Right.
Extra
vaccinated. She got like several boosters. Okay. I got the Johnson & Johnson. I got the Pfizer. I got the Moderna.
It's a
I got the generic one.
Vaccinations and boosters. Yes.
Okay, so we got Rainbow Beach, Renaissance, Inglewood, South Shore, Wrigleyville, Dogs, and Humboldt Park. Yes, that series was on fire. Darlene, which one was the best? Now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
And now please tell us who went to where. I mean,
yes.
Again, I think the Inglewood one was
Stony Island was doing stuff every week.
Very nice.
That's what Talitha's saying.
Nice.
Yes. And Kevin is saying Protect Chicago series as well. I don't know nothing about that one.
Tell us about that one. Give us some more detail on that. I wish we could put you on the call. We should be able to do that on air. But I think we would love, I think this year, at least this fall, we would like to, if we could find ways to get people who are here to actually be able to say something on air too, I think that would be great. But they keep chiming in.
We will keep chiming in. And this is good because, listen, we're recording this. This is for posterity. So if you want to represent, talk about what happened in the summer of 2021 post the height of the pandemic, then that's good. So Craig Loftus is tuning in, which is a great segue to the next part of our show, which is best clubs this summer. What were the best house music clubs in the city?
And we've got to throw in DJ Louis Green's earlier talk, who said he thought that one of the best flows of this summer was DJ Alan King at the Lodge, which is a great shout out to Craig Loftus and his work. And then
that's right.
A great shout out to a nice little Alan King flow, who I'm not sure I heard as much from because we didn't get the Chosen Few picnic this year.
Alan was out there.
I don't know know if I saw them as much, but tell me, I missed some of that. So again, there's so much to do. The other thing about the summer is that sometimes there were competing events. There was things happening. Navy Pier was happening. Then there was something at here and there. So you couldn't get to all those different things at the same time, interestingly.
Right. I mean, again, this brings us back to why was this happening? Because people have been shut down for a year and a half.
Yep.
And the summer when we had the chance to open up, remember those couple weeks where it was really open and we were like, you're vaccinated, take your mask off and do this.
Yes.
Oh, we went buck wild. People were just running down the street naked. Wait, one thing that we didn't do, we didn't talk about the wave wall at Navy Pier.
Right. Navy Pier has some top of the line folks free.
Yes.
Started with Dwayne Powell. I think they started off with Dwayne Powell.
Yeah, Steve Miggity Maestro.
Steve Maestro was up there. JV was there.
A lot of people were there. Celeste was there.
DJ Hannah.
Yes.
DJ Vidi Girl
was up in there. That's right, people.
The interesting thing, though, about these sort of outdoor events is that even the beginning of Pier 31, the first couple of weeks were kind of chilly. And so it was less populated.
Yes.
Some of those things had some rainouts, that kind of thing.
The first time that I was at 31st Street, it was chilly.
It was cold.
And so it started off like that. But people didn't realize once you put all them bodies on the dance floor, it warmed up.
It warmed up
I was
quickly.
like,
It warmed up quickly.
It was good.
But you didn't have the thousands of people that you had literally 2 weeks later. The entire South Side was up in that flow.
Listen, the last time I was there was, okay, so y'all missed the best tag team. Where's my girl Celeste? Get her on this line, Celeste, because I had a lot of favorite moments and they were with my lady friends. I don't know how that happened. I think sometimes women get like positioned together. Darlene, we talk about that. Silver Room did a day at Navy Pier 2. We talk about that. Sometimes it's like, it's girls' night or ladies' night, whatever. So I had a few of those. So this is why I probably disproportionately DJ'd more with women with summer than usual.
You started the women. It was a women's summer for you because you did a whole discussion about women that we have to talk about.
We're going to do that. We have so much to talk about and so little time to do it.
Exactly.
And I haven't even gotten to the best tracks of the year, which I actually was going to do a mix.
To do that, actually.
I don't know if I'm going to have time, but I'll try.
Next time.
But
we can continue this.
You know what I'll do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the playlist to you, and then I'm going to record it. Put it on SoundCloud. You can get the playlist of the best songs nominated by you. So if you have the best tracks of the year.
Ooh.
Now, I did throw a couple from 2020 in there because, 2020 was like it just kind of went past.
Yes.
So a lot of the songs that came out in 2020, you didn't really get to dance to until 2021. Nakaya Soulcat, you are reading my mind. Soulcat, yes.
Soulcat said what?
Soulcat said exactly what I was about to say.
What was that?
She said the Lori Branch and Celeste DJ tag team was off the hook.
Nice.
Now, if I know Lori Branch, she can get down.
I heard about her too. But she's been on fire for a while.
She's all right. She can go down sometimes. But when she was playing with Celeste, that was just an organic thing. It happened. I mean, frankly, the way they lined it up is that, you get an hour, you were passing the baton. It's a quick set.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way it worked was Nick was telling me, listen, I think Rhonda said you can go past 10 o'clock because I was the last DJ from 9 to 10. Then the party's supposed to be over, right? Well, he said, go past 10 o'clock. And Miss Rhonda was feeling it. So she said, just keep going.
Nice.
Just keep going. And I said, you know what, Celeste? Me and you about to play.
Nice.
Because she had just got off. And I said, we're going to do we just did 1-on-1.
Nice.
1-1-1-1-1-1. And it was so much fun.
Wow. Is that recorded? Did someone who's got the video of that? We need the video of that. I know someone has it. Because it was getting dark by then.
Elements,
too, right?
Yeah, but we were behind. There was lots of light.
Right. Okay.
So I know Nick got a lot of it.
Nice.
He might have recorded the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Torin might have recorded it.
Repost so we can put it on the Vintage House Show Facebook.
Ernest said that was a great evening. It was so much fun. It really was one of the highlights of my summer. I had highlights where I wasn't spending too, though. So one of those, when we talk about clubs, I want to talk about the Smart Bar.
Smart Bar, what's up?
So Smart Bar was closed and they reopened.
Yes.
And one thing you can depend on with the Smart Bar, it's always going to be on and popping.
Yes.
Because they do not put you on unless they know you can throw down. And so if you get an invitation to spend there, you should take them up on it, because those people, young and old, they come to party. They're not coming to pose. They're not coming to stand
They
around.
just want to sweat. They want to sweat.
They are coming in their shorts.
Yes.
And their little
naked,
sneakers.
Naked too. So there's a lot of naked men there.
Well, I didn't see no naked people, but I saw scantily clad people.
I'm telling you, man, it's a very small amount of clothing.
Smart Bar, I know some of you Northwestern students go there. If you're 21, you should. But really, really, they put on a dynamic show. And I was lucky to go a few times this summer. Once, only one time. Did I spend there twice? No, just once I was spending there. I got asked to spend, I couldn't do it. But the first one that I went to was with DJ Heather.
Ooh.
And Honey Dijon.
Ooh, yes. Oh, nice. That's it right there, right? Exactly.
Yes.
That's it right there.
My
That's all you
daughter's
got to
doing
say.
this. Yeah.
DJ. Just inverted to 13, right?
Yes, queen. So yeah, no.
What's up, Kat?
It was phenomenal, but not as phenomenal. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was really good.
Wow.
If you were at Smart Bar, shout me out right now, because I need a witness from somebody who's watching this, to talk about their experience there. I know some of you talked about it like on Facebook this afternoon. So if you're watching now and you were at any of those parties, shout it out. Let's talk about what made it special. First of all, Darlene said this many times: sound systems matter.
Sound systems matter. That's exactly what Louis Green was saying too. Yes.
Sound systems matter, and they have perfected it.
Mm.
We're gonna get on the Pulse and Lodge too, because their sound systems matter too. But the Smart Bar has got it locked down.
Nice.
Light systems matter. People who know how to work the light systems matter. Erica Kane's Smart Bar Queens party was off the chain. Yes, it was.
And that's where they got some New
Yes,
York
it
Times
was.
love this last couple of weekends ago. They were interviewed in the New York Times, so that's no small feat, by the way. So
yes, she's 13.
Love to Smart Bar for sure. They are killing.
I am DJ Mega. Thank you.
Then also, I want to tell the crew to go back on the Vintage House Show archives and listen to the exclusive interview of DJ Honey Dijon.
I am going to repost. I'm going to post that.
Please.
But what I want to talk about. So that party with Heather was off the chain. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I stayed until I just couldn't sweat no more, and then I got a chance to go back, and I worked. I DJ with Honey Dijon and with Darlene, Lady D.
I remember that because I didn't get a ticket. So I remember that. And
because they sold out.
It was tight. I was going to just bring the crates in, but no one let me bring in any crates.
There's no better feeling than when they say your show is sold out. Now, that could have been because it was Honey. Could have been because it was Lady D. I happen to think it was because it was the triumvirate.
Exactly. The combination of these phenomenal
Black
DJs,
women working
Chicago DJs,
right.
killing it.
Right. If y'all don't know who she is by now, Honey Dijon, then you should know, because she's a Chicago native.
Yes.
She is on fire. She's got literally hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. She's international, and she is my friend, and I love her, and she's an inspiration and someone I knew since she was a little thing, way before she started spinning and just collecting records and making waves with her fashion and style. And now she's like a model, fashion designer, a businesswoman,
she's
and a DJ
on every level.
On every level. So check her
on
out.
Every level. To go to Vogue, go to any major publication. Her voice is heralded. Her voice is requested.
Yes,
and that's not just music. That is style. She is everything. So Smart Bar must have been rocking with the three of you all on the decks.
I know that, when you're behind the decks, you're not experiencing what other people are experiencing. You're having your own kind of party there. But I was feeling the vibe. Like, the people there are more important than the DJ. Mm-hmm. The people were so much part of that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're feeding you, and they've created such a place. And I give all credit to Joe Shanahan, because he's the one who's created this and who has maintained it for 30 plus years.
That's what's up.
That is not easy to do. And it takes time. It takes time. But it was really good. Erica Kane will be playing at the Smart Bar on the 15th with Rahan and Zernell.
Nice.
Erica, I'm going to do my best to check you out because I know it's going to be off the chain. You're going to really, really love it. And you, I think you've been there before, but it's so much fun.
And the key is that the club thing was kind of tricky though, Laura. If you talk about it seriously, with COVID, things reopening. I mean, sometimes some people are a little hesitant. You still don't want to be that close to folks.
I get it.
People still masked up. Your people are asking for what I hear. So the New York Times article was about opening and the crowd having to deal with seeing vaccination records being checked and how they were receptive to that. And they were saying that the Smart Bar, people were happy to show their ID and their vaccination.
And they were serious. They were dead serious. My brother came with his husband. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't have it. I got a picture of it somewhere." Like, well, you better find it.
Right.
Like, I don't care who you know.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
Find your card.
He was coming in with Branch, right? He was like, "My name is Branch."
My name is Branch. And what does that mean? No. But luckily he had a picture of it, and they got to hang out. All right, so we don't have a lot of time, so I want to get through a few more of these.
Go ahead.
So speaking of clubs, the Post constantly gets accolades on their music, on the DJs, and on the sound system.
Tell me where the Post is. I have not been to the Post.
The Post is on State Street, 50-something State Street.
Okay.
And that's Sheldon Reynolds' place.
Okay.
And he consistently delivers. From what I understand, if you're a Post fan, let us know and let us know what about that.
Send us some video of what's happening on the inside of Post. I have not been. I did hear about, I think Excursions was doing a few things there some time ago.
Lee Fisher, what's up? We're going to talk about you in a second.
Nice.
I want to talk about the Lodge, speaking of sound system. So Craig Loftus was here earlier. I don't know. He don't stick around too hard. Okay, so friends showed up at Smart Bar, couldn't get in, left their cards at home. Womp womp. I love it.
That was me sad too, DJ Lady D. I'm mad at all of y'all, including Honey Dijon. I should have been there.
Don't be mad. We'll do it again. So Takatoy, Craig Loftus, the crew at the Lodge really it consistently put on good shows. Please don't kill me because for some reason, every party they throw, I got something going on. So I'll be there this fall. Me and you are going together.
We're going.
Lady D.
We've been before. We'll go again.
Hannah, Craig has assured me that we could do a good girls night there.
Oh.
So we can bring in the energy of the good girls. Nice. That's our DJ crew. Yes, Erica Kane said the Post sound system is everything. Yes. So Ron Trent was hot. Yes, Ron Trent was hot. He was there at Smart Bar. He's all over the place. So yes, we're going to do that. We're going to do the Lodge. Renaissance is still happening. Promontory was happening with some. I'm telling you, if I was younger, I'd be.
But you know what I miss?
Go out every night.
I still want to talk about some of these clubs that again. I don't know what I heard about Le Nocturne this summer.
Le Nocturne. Well, that's so. Why don't we use that to sort of talk about special events?
Yeah. Okay.
Because Le Nocturne was happening, and it feels like it was sort of a regular thing, but it felt like a special event every time. Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, folks, on like Le Nocturne. Now, this is a Northside club. It's on Broadway near Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've been there. Ron Carroll does his live stream. He was doing his live streams there, so he was keeping it going during the pandemic. I was there last Memorial Day of 2020, but they have opened it up. Terry Hunter's birthday weekend was one of the big events that happened most recently, where it was jam packed, and he had DJ Spin and Natasha, whose name I'm forgetting right now, but she's all over the place, along with certainly Wayne and the other DJs. I think Dion Cole, who we saw a few times this summer. Dion Cole.
He blessed us.
Thank you, Lee Fisher. I appreciate you saying that.
Definitely. Again, Dion Cole was a surprise guest at
our exhibit. Now, people were saying that his first time was at 31st Street Beach. That's not true.
No.
The first time Dion Cole DJ'd for our crowd, anyway, was at our exhibit opening
in Chicago Live.
At Epiphany Center for the Arts that we did in June.
So it was a select crowd, and we were just
select
coming out
crowd.
of COVID, so it was a very
That's right.
chill flow.
It was chill. We had a good little audience there,
and we do have some footage of that. If you check out the Vintage House Show videos, you'll see him sort of hidden behind a cloak of secrecy for a while.
He was like this,
right, and then he popped out and started rocking it. He
did all right. He did okay. And so Terry Hunter's weekend was fun. He had Black Widow, DA Spin, Queens of House. Queens of House happened this year. That was going on in August. So everyone took a year off, but Nakaya did it again this year. Nice. Lots of DJs. Lady D closed down the joint on that one. So I'm telling you, she's been all over the place. What's up, William Paul, Scott, Reginald Davenport? Strictly 90s parties was dopeness at Les Nocturnes. So that's good. So we're learning a lot here. We're taking a lot of good notes.
Right.
This will all be in the book. So please make sure you chime in here. We've been writing that book for a long time. It's going to be a piece of art. But yeah, Queens of House was happening. I do want to mention the House Music Sanctuary. So House Music Sanctuary, that is by our dear brother, 40 Plus, Daryl 40 Plus and his wife.
Yes. Okay.
They put that on, like, I think every year except for last year.
Okay.
And they did that in Pembroke Township, which is interesting. That's where my parents have, we used to have a lot of big property. My cousins own the property now. A lot of Black people own a lot of land out there.
Nice.
About in Pembroke Township. We could really talk about that all day.
Yeah, those special events
are
something that I really, that's interesting.
But the House Music Sanctuary is not, that's like a weekend. Like you get to go pitch a tent,
festivals,
hang out.
Festival flow.
Oh my God. See, I tell you, there was a lot happening. I want to shout out a couple more birthday parties. Lee Fisher did a really nice piece. That's out in the South Suburbs that you were talking about for his birthday not too long ago. We also had someone have people doing stuff like in the privacy of their own property, but really inviting the public to it. And I found those like really fun. So Daryl hit him hard. That's my buddy. He had a party on 99th and Parnell. Did it a couple times this summer.
Nice.
He happens to have this huge lot right next door to his house, but it was great. It was safe. The police were like kind of hanging out. He had vendors. He had, tents. Really, really nice. So people took full advantage of the summer. I hope that we get to do it again next summer, but I hope that we can continue to do it. Like find a creative way to have outdoor spaces, even as the temperature cools down. Maybe that looks like tents and heating or something like that. Because I don't know, we're hoping that the surge is over. It may not be, or the surge is over, that we won't get another one, should I say. And that we can do more things together because we need each other. We need to have community.
I think the festivals are really interesting. Again, if you think about, there was an ARC festival that did feature a lot of Chicago DJs, including DJ Pierre, which we interviewed. Another bunch of Chicago DJs who sort of outfitted that, and then Lollapalooza did do a whole sort of
Lollapalooza. Hey, Vita Girls DJ'd at Lollapalooza,
and so did DJ Momani.
DJ Momani, our people were.
They were on it, and they featured a lot of Chicago folks, which I thought was really a highlight. And again, they were talking about the safety of that. Who were getting a lot of heat for sort of the safety of these sort of larger festivals, because Chosen Few we missed. They did not do their festival, and but a few of them did take place. At Pitchfork took place. Right. There were still some other sort of festivals on the west side. Had some issues, of course, but people still had those festivals, and people enjoyed them, and people were safe. Because Lollapalooza, they said probably out of the thousands that were there, there might have been
200 infections, and most of those, I would say disproportionately, they were unvaccinated people. There was more people vaccinated than but if you look at the whole thing, disproportionately unvaccinated people were feeding that.
So I think it was an interesting summer. I mean, it was been phenomenal to have all these outdoor events. I definitely want to give love to the city of Chicago for the instead of Summer Dance in one place, Summer Dance across the city. Then a lot of Millennium events. I do want to talk about the Paul Johnson event where they highlighted Paul Johnson, Terry Hunter again, did some house music with some gospel.
Right.
There was a lot of phenomenal collaborations there, and phenomenal sort of archival shows. They had some beautiful, just like we did at the Epiphany event. There was a great PowerPoint of his life.
Yes.
And so that was really great. It gave people a sense of who Paul was, who his family was, how he was loved, how he operated in the world. And so it was fun.
Yes.
It was a beautiful night too. And so I think Chicago took advantage of its resources: Millennium Park, Navy Pier,
Absolutely.
all of the parks. I'm probably missing some places that the city of Chicago allowed artists like yourself to flourish.
I agree. Now, we have really just scratched the surface, guys, and I really appreciate you sticking with us, because there's so many great things that happen. And the whole point of us having this discussion was to say that we need each other.
And we need each other. We need to be unified, and we're back. House music is back in Chi, and
Yes.
we are just really happy that we got to see you all over Chicago, Lori Branch. You killed it.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
First of all, again, you started the summer on billboards throughout the city. So that was that's an interesting way to start the.
Thanks to her.
Thanks
my
to
publicist.
Thanks to who was that?
Everyone needs a surrogate.
I mean,
someone who speaks
killed
on
it.
their behalf.
And that says something about Chicago house music. All of Chicago knew about Chicago house music. They knew that Lori Branch was a legend, and it's kicked off
That's
the year.
code for ode.
It kicked off the new year. It kicked off the new year.
Don't let nobody call you a legend.
The street
You know you're
show
done.
is continuing. We are going to. We are so thankful that Vintage House Show
Yes.
is back for the fall. Our 7th season. You're going to see more of us, hopefully, on
Yes.
different mediums throughout the city this fall. And you're going to see the spotlight next week with DJ Momami,
Yes.
introducing new and young folks to house music. The newest DJs are on WNUR
And
on Wednesday nights.
Some of those new DJs are old DJs that have just
That's true.
discovered the art.
Exactly.
So all kinds of stuff happen. I want to give a couple more shout outs before we get out of here. Chachi Guevara, who did some amazing stuff. She's a DJ regular over at Smart, but she also puts on her own pieces called Bless This Mess. I had an opportunity to work with her over the summer. Really amazing crowd, amazing energy. She is just loved it. I also want to talk about Slow-Mo, the Slow-Mo parties that were, they did a fantastic concert, featuring all queer artists at Millennium Park.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, Kristen Kaza, big shout out, amazing work.
That was nice.
Yes. So my 13-year-old child was spellbound.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like so into it.
Did VD Girl spin that?
Or she did. VD Girl opened up for it.
That was good. Love VD Girl for that, because I saw that and I was like, gosh, I should have come to that, but I wasn't able to come.
It was amazing. I wish they had recorded it. Maybe there's a recording somewhere. And I did. I would be remiss if I did not recognize that we've lost a couple of people. We talked about Andrew Stone. We talked about Paul Johnson. I don't think we talked about Larissa.
Oh my God, it was such a tragedy, and I think they're having something for Larissa if they didn't have it already.
Yes.
A staple of Honey Pot Performance. We have collaborated with her on several different projects over the last 5 years.
Yes.
And a tragedy. She is also a scholar and an artist and a lover of house music, and so. Love to her and her family.
Yes.
Dwayne Powell's a very good friend of hers, and everyone's just devastated. Love to Maida. That we lost some of these people who were just sort of bringing the music to another level in their own way.
Yes.
And so what a tragedy to lose these historians.
Right. So we got to hold on to each other. Yes. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to get vaccinated, people. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Erica Kane, that was a great party. I want to do it again, right? Yes, my love. Fire is all that. We loved her. Also, Kelly Hand from Detroit. Thank you so much for mentioning her. All right, we got to get out of here, guys, but thank you for tuning in. We're going to be back every week. That you may not see me, but you will see her, or you'll see...
No, you won't see me. You will see
you'll
DJ
see somebody.
You'll see DJ Carl Jenkins, you
myself,
will also see
and
Kevin McFall.
Kevin Mega McFall. So,
and different things. But in 4 weeks, at the beginning of November, I do want to get her playlist and what Lori's thoughts are on summer's hottest songs.
We got to go.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Peace, love. The Street Beat Show continues here on WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1. What's your name?
Moondog.
DJ Moondog is coming up. We love it. right.
All right, take care, y'all.
Tuned, guys.
Enjoy your Halloweens. We'll see you in November.
All right, he's coming on. Stay tuned, Street Beat. He's on his way. Thanks again, DJ Lori Branch, Lauren Lowry.